Hello there, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Welcome, my friends, to this channel and to this video. Now, I want us to go through a very important tool that helps you in determining the performance of your embassy. Now, we are in January 2024, deep in the heart of the DV Lottery 2024 interviews, and we have seen some progress in the DV lottery interviews, and that's what we want to discuss in this video, because some embassies are very well performing while others have already started raising the eyebrows of people because of the way they behave, and they have no reason as to why they should behave that way, that is, conducting fewer interviews than they are required. They have no reason. But so far, several embassies are doing great work, and I have a list that I've prepared here on my desktop, as you can see, embassy performance. But I don't want us to dwell in this spreadsheet for a long time, because I want us to look at that tool that will really be of great help to you. I know you have been worrying about how your embassy, that is the embassy of your interview, is performing, and you wanted to know. Maybe you are there and you have the option to transfer your case, and you're wondering which embassy near you performs well for you to schedule there. So this tool is very important for you. So this spreadsheet simply shows the number of visas that have been issued, those on AP, those ready interviews, the refused visas, and the refused 221G visas. And as you can see, I have the statistics here of all the embassies across the globe, and I have detailed analysis of this data, and this is what we are going to do. Now, let's come to this tool, because it has simplified the whole of this work for you to gauge your embassy in a very simplified manner. Now, let's go. You remember this website, the website that we have, guidedmein.com, and we have all about the DV lottery in this website, specifically on this tab here. And in an earlier video, I showed you a very important tool, that is this tool here, where you can gauge the position of your case number and where you are, and the case type, that is whether high or low or medium, and the chances of you getting the interview. We also have this tool here to check your high school equivalent of the United States education for DV application. But today we are going down to this tool. We also have this countdown to the DV Lottery 2025 results. We have 111 days to the great release of the DV 2025 results. So we have this countdown. Now, when you come to this tool, know your embassy performance. And it says embassy performance estimated from the most recent data. So this tool allows you to put in your country or the name of your embassy, and you click performance, and it brings out the current performance based on the current information that we have, the most recent information that we have. So let's see what it does. And I'll take specific embassies because of concern. And let me start with the Ankara Embassy, because Ankara Embassy is one of those embassies that have been doing quite well. Once you search, it brings this, that for Ankara, Turkey, we have up to now, from the time the interview began up to now, we have around 171 visas already issued. We have 180 ready interviews. These are people with the second notification letters and are waiting for their interviews. We have 2 people refused their visas from this embassy, and we have those put under 221G visa refusal as 79. Now, the very important part down here shows the average number of interviews scheduled per month as up to now. Remember, these figures may change as the year progresses. But as of now, we have in Ankara, Turkey, 144 every month scheduled in that embassy. So that is an average number of interviews scheduled per month. So it is performing good. And we have visa refusal rate. The rate of visa refusal is 1%, around 1%, very small. And we have the approval rate as 98%. So this embassy has a very high approval rate for the visas. And the rate at which people are put the 221 visa refusal is 31%. And this is because of this huge number here of people placed on the 221G visa refusal. So this embassy is not performing poorly, even in terms of visa approval. Many people are getting their visas approved in this embassy. Now, I have this other excellent embassy called Lomé Embassy. Lomé Embassy, it is in Togo. So if you are around the West Africa area and you have the ability to transfer your case, maybe you want to move from one country to the other and then change your interview, I would advise you to relocate to Togo and then schedule an interview there, because Lomé Togo so far has 121 visas issued already, and those on AP, and this AP simply means they have their visas but it is still being processed. So these two also add to the visa issued. And we have the scheduled interviews at 138, you see, and we have the refused, only 5 refused visas, and those on 221G visa refusal. And 221G visa refusal simply means that you've gone through the interview, but the consulates are not through with your case because they requested you for additional information, or they wanted to do some further background checks. So your interview is not yet complete. They are still holding your case until they make the decision. And we have 9 of them under 221G visa refusal. Now, on this analysis here, we see that the average interviews per month, 91 interviews per month. That is the average per month. And then we have the visa refusal rate as 3%, only 3%. And we have 96% of visa approval. So those people attending their interviews at Lomé Togo, they have very high chances of their visas getting approved. And we have the refusal rate under 221G of 6.57% because of these 9 refusals here. Now, another embassy of interest is the Warsaw Embassy in Poland. So Warsaw Embassy, how is it performing? This is among the embassies that are performing good as up to the moment. And if you are in Europe around Poland, for example, the Ukrainians or whichever area around there, and you're considering to transfer your case, the Warsaw, Poland is an excellent embassy. So you can see we have 209 visas already issued. We have 428 already scheduled interviews. The refused visas are only 3, and the 221G only 17. And we have the average interviews per month as 200, over 200 interviews scheduled per month. And we have the refusal rate as low as 1%. Only 1% of winners have been refused their visas, of those who have been interviewed. And we have an approval rate of 98.5%. You see, very high percentage of the visa issuance, and the 221G visa refusal is only 7.2%. And that is because of the 17 cases out of all the interviews. I can check for many, but let me check for the Nairobi Embassy. Nairobi Embassy, how is it performing? Remember, Nairobi Embassy is one of the embassies that in the previous DV lottery performed badly, and it scheduled very few cases, and it brought a huge concern. Now, how is Nairobi doing now? Nairobi is doing quite a good job. We cannot deny that fact. Nairobi, as of now, we have 270 visas already issued. We have 9 on AP, meaning these 9 are waiting for their visas to be stamped. So they are among the issued. So we have 279 visas already issued. And then we have 532 scheduled interviews. So 532 people have their 2NLs in the Nairobi Embassy. And we have 46 refused, and we have 37 221Gs, and we have an average of 298 interviews per month for Nairobi Embassy. Quite a good job. And we have the visa refusal rate of 14.15%, and they have 85% visa approval. So that is also quite high. If you attend the interview at Nairobi Embassy, expect a high rate of your visa getting approved. And we have 10% of people being put to 1G visa refusal. As I conclude on this video, let us check on the Accra, because it was one of the very badly performing embassies in the previous DV Lottery 2023. So Accra, when you search for Accra, let us see the performance. Accra, Ghana still has some issues as demonstrated by this data here. You see, only 26 visas issued since October last year. We have 7 on AP, meaning having their visas being processed. We have the scheduled ones, only 12. Look at that, only 12. Ankara Embassy, what are you doing? And then we have 8 refused. And then we have 7 under 221G visa refusal. And that brings up a total of 20 visas per month. Imagine 20 visas per month. And then we have a very high refusal rate. On these few cases scheduled, 19% get their visas refused. We have 80% approval rate for visas and 14% for 221G visa refusal. So Accra, Ghana is still a bad embassy for the interviews. And then let us see another one, the Kathmandu. Kathmandu, how are they performing? Kathmandu Embassy is a very important embassy, and you can see it is performing good. 227 already issued visas. We have 335 ready cases. That is, they have their 2NLs. We have only 8 refused and only 13 under 221G visa refusal. And that brings about 194 visas per month. We have only 3% refusal rate and 96% approval rate, and we have 5% of 221G refusal rate. So Nepal, that is Kathmandu, is doing a good job. Finally, but you can check for yourself and see the performance of your embassy. Let me look at the Yaoundé. We know the Algiers Embassy is among the top performing in Africa, even in the 2024 DV interviews. But let us check Yaoundé, Cameroon. What are they doing? So when we check for Yaoundé, Cameroon, we see 187 visas already issued. We have one on AP waiting for the visa. We have 334 scheduled interviews, 32 refused, 11 221G, and that brings us to 188 interviews per month. We have a visa refusal rate of 14%. That is very small. We have visa approval rate at 85%. We have the 221G refusal at 4.76%. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this tool now comes to help you analyze your embassy, the embassy where your interview will be scheduled. And it also gives good information on people that have already moved or they want to move, so that they can move to the relevant countries. Come to this website, come to this tool, check your performance and know where you are. Remember, you can also check your case number, the position, the chances of interview, and you can also check the high school equivalence. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's very important and it will be of good help. Don't forget to notify your friends of this tool. Let them come and check for themselves how the embassies are performing. Please subscribe if you have not, if you're new, and also put the notification bell on. That is important. The notification bell on. Make sure you put it on to get notified whenever there is a video upload. And also like, and let's meet in the next video.